Thank you, Priyanka, and welcome to the Business Standard Morning Show.
Thank you, Krishna. Super excited to be here.
So, first things first, we'll start with the question: what led you to start the sleep company?
We just kind of finished our 2 years of our launch. I think, it was triggered by the fact or the realization when we realized that a category where each of us spends literally one third of our life, right? Which is, let's say, sleeping, comfort, sleep mattresses, etc. An average human spends 26 years of their life on a mattress, right? We realized this category had not seen any innovation in decades. Something which is the buzzword these days, memory foam, was invented in 1960s, right? And I think that realization is what kind of triggered the start of the work of the sleep company, right? The quality of products that you have here compared to any developed nation is far, far inferior. And that's when we met Dr. Tripathi. He's spent more than 50 years of his career as a scientist working on different materials. He's worked with DRDO. We got him on board, and I think after years of research is when we launched, the sleep company, which has its own patented proprietary smart grid technology.
But now
Yes.
there's a sudden rise in startup interest in the sleep economy. So, do you think
Absolutely.
this is again becoming a crowded space?
If you look at India, okay, India has seen a lot of startups literally brewing up every few months in this space, right? That just shows that, how one, I think everybody, if you see in this space, everybody is a memory foam mattress, right? So what we are not doing selling the same offline product or diluting that product and lowering the price. We have completely step changed and revolutionized the way mattresses are made in the country with our own technology, right? So we sell, something that you wouldn't even find for a $2,000 in outside India, or those kind of. We are selling that at around $300, $350.
Can you briefly
Yes.
explain us what innovation you are bringing to your product?
We have invented a completely new material which is called a hyper elastic polymer, and we have made this polymer into the form of a grid, right? And which is what we have got patent for. We've already got the patent in India. We have filed for patent in 20 plus international markets. It's a very pressure relieving polymer. First is this polymer is organized in the grid form. It will be soft under body curvatures and firm under back, which because of the structure, it has more than 2,500 air channels.
So you've said since you have a differentiated product from the other startups, you did not
Yes.
bring your prices down. But from a customer perspective, you are still competing with the same foam mattress startups. But in that sense, shouldn't you be more competitive?
If you see offline world, we are we are half the price of any big brand. Let's say any big brand that is in this category, Sleepwell, Kurlon, Peps. We are a far lower price point for the comfort it's delivering, right? So I think that is how I would look at it versus comparing versus, let me say, one or two startups just in the online space, because that's less than 10% of the market still. We don't think of ourselves, Krishna, to be a mattress brand. We are a comfort technology company, right? We want to change the way people sleep and sit. So I don't think of, mattress online startups to be our competitors.
How has been your growth in the past 1-2 years during the pandemic? And if you could share any revenue numbers, yeah.
I think it's been a great journey. If I look at the last 1 year itself, the brand has grown around 7x. Right, this quarter we are already looking at 100 crores of ARR just within 2 years of our launch. We continue to grow exponentially. For us, the intent is to continue double every quarter. Right, and to kind of, we feel we are way on track to kind of our vision or our target to reach 1,000 crore in next 3 to 4 years.
Okay, coming to
Yes.
the D2C model,
Yes.
just give us your experience. Have Indians, warmed up to it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the answer is absolutely yes. Right. You can see how I think D2C brand being, the challenger brands are giving such tough competition to legacy brand, and not just in this industry, but in every industry. For D2C brands, they are much more, I think the bread and butter is digital business, right? So they are much more agile to personalization and consumer trends. What is it that consumers want, and hence catering to that consumer need, versus I would say a legacy brand. What P&G or Unilever would do to reach 1,000 crore, they need at least 1 million stores, right? Today, to reach 1,000 crore consumer brand, you don't need 1 million stores. You don't need that muscle power. What you need is a strong product, a strong digital presence, and really being obsessed about your consumer, either making the consumer experience delightful or either making a product that is far better than anything in the world.
Even while being a D2C brand, not just you, several other so-called D2C startups are still
Absolutely.
dependent on marketplaces for that to drive a lot of sales. Can we still call you a pure D2C brand?
I'm very happy to tell you that for us, major of our business comes from our own website versus marketplaces. Now, coming to marketplaces, yes, I understand Amazon, Flipkart, and the brands will rely on them, right? And the way I look at, marketplaces, I wouldn't look it as, let's say, a not direct to consumer platform, right? I look at it like a Google, right? A Google is a platform to drive discoverability for your brands, right? Well, they are your place to make your brands discoverable, just like Google is.
Yeah. Now, final question. In the medium to long term, do you again plan to take your products offline?
In India, we are actually within the coming quarter, we are testing an offline model, right? As you said, I think for D2C brands, Omnichannel will continue to play a very big role, as you look at your journey. Right, because 80% of the consumers still want to touch and feel the products.
And that's the end of the interview, Priyanka. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Krishna. It was a pleasure.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us